Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. Today I sat down and I was kind of getting ready to do my October favorites, but then I realized I don't have a lot of makeup that I used in October and really loved. So I decided to change it up a little bit. I'm still going to use some of my October favorite products, but I'm just going to do a get ready with me style. I do need to go. I have 40 minutes. So I'm going to do a quick makeup using some products that I really loved in October. Again, I was sick for a couple weeks, so barely wore any makeup during those 2 weeks. There's a couple things that I've been reaching for that I thought I would share. I'm going to start with my Supergoop Glowscreen SPF. Now they came out with a deeper shade as well, and I'm kind of curious to see how that one looks like. I'm not going to pick it up because I have this one and I have another one, so I feel like it's kind of a waste, but in the summer that one could give a really pretty glow. And also it's great if you have deeper skin tone because, you know, this one probably won't be too light for you. This one probably will be too light for you. Although it does give a pretty glow, it doesn't really have like pigment that's strong enough. So I feel like it works for a lot of different skin tones, but it is nice to have like a deeper option as well. Milk Makeup Primer. I've been really liking this one. I just take a little bit and I am gonna go right here. So this month I've pretty much only used two foundations. This one from Haus Labs, I think I've talked about this so much. I put it in my last, in September's video favorites. And then I've been reaching for the Tom Ford shade in Illuminate. So I'm going to use this one today because I've used this in every single one of my other videos. But this foundation is so bougie. It's not at Sephora, otherwise I would have put it in my recommendations. And it is skin-like. It has a radiance to it, but it's not too much. It lasts well. It looks like your skin. So I just have been loving it so much. I do one pump, that's all. This is in 5.5 bisque. I have another color, 2.7, and you know, sometimes I need to mix them because this is too dark, but I did get a tan, so I feel like this is gonna work just fine. I don't put a lot of this one. There's still quite a lot on my hand, and I'll work with this and then add more if I need to. A huge discovery this month have been the new BK Beauty brushes. This one specific, the 109. This is such a good brush. It is very similar to the big one. This one, the 101, like shape wise, but this is much denser and bigger. This is a little smaller and it also is lighter. There's not that many bristles. So I really have been liking it for foundation. I think it works really well. I'm taking just a little bit more and adding it wherever I feel like I need to. I like this brush because it's not as dense as the 101, so it applies like less product. And I really like it mostly with this Tom Ford foundation, just because with this one, if you put too much, you really can build up the coverage to be, you know, medium to full. And I don't like that coverage. I like light to medium, and I feel like that's exactly what this brush gives me. I have a tickle right here. So that's the finish of the foundation, and I just think it's really skin-like, natural, slight glow to it, but it's not too much. It's not like I'm gonna be oily throughout the day, and I always find it that it looks very smoothing and perfecting on the skin. And I did not add, I probably added half a pump for my whole face. For concealer, I have been using the Milk Makeup Concealer quite a bit, and the Charlotte Tilbury concealer as well. I just think they're really pretty on the skin, kind of a medium coverage and very luminous. But also, of course, my Huda Beauty concealer, I use it every time I have a long day and I need a fuller coverage. I go for this one. But I've used this a couple times. This is the Lancôme Teint Idole concealer, and I've been reaching for this lately just because I like how thin it is and the way it sits under the eyes. I think it's really pretty. It's not too glowy, it's not matte, it's just a good concealer, and I think I'm just gonna use this one today. Talking about concealers, Rephr Beauty came out with new brushes, and to me they all are great for concealers. I don't even know exactly what they're meant for, but I've been using them for concealer, especially this one, Rephr 36. It is dirty, but it is kind of slanted. It's very dense, so I've been using it to kind of push the concealer. There's another one, 35, that's a little bit, I feel like they're these two, the 37 and 35, these are both new, and I've been using both of these for concealer as well. This one, the 37, I've used a lot for bronzing and contouring as well, but also to kind of clean up the concealer. And then this one's 33. I haven't really used this one much just because, I don't know, I probably would use it more for eyeshadow. But these three from Rephr are so good, and I feel like they needed something. They needed some sort of a better concealer brush, and they knocked it out of the park. I'm actually gonna clean my 36 and use that. So for the concealer, I have here the 330 and the 250, and I feel like 250 is too light, 330 is too dark, so I always have to combine them, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. I've been doing it since I got this concealer. I just put a little bit of this, and then I'll go with a light one over. I don't love a brighter under eyes usually, but if you do and you're my skin tone, the 250 will be enough. Like, you can tell it's not too light, but I really don't like a lighter under eyes. And so I'm going with this brush. Look how good that is. I love the angle. I love the density. It's quite dense and it blends in so nicely, and it kind of gets in all the corners that you need it to go. Gonna go around the mouth. I'm also taking the 37 and kind of going over it to blend it even more. I really like these brushes that they came out with. I think it was so needed in their collection. And they also came out with a tiny like brush for the eyes. I haven't used this one yet. And then after I kind of spread that out, I'm taking this bigger brush, and I feel like this goes over everything, and it's just so easy, blends everything so nicely. That is the concealer. The foundation, I feel very well covered, but not too much, and I like the finish. I don't know, the way the skin looks, I think it looks very healthy. For powders, I've been kind of going between these two. This is a Haus Labs powder, the blurring loose setting powder, and then the Westman Atelier. I think I'm gonna pick up or use the Westman Atelier today, just because this gives me a lot more setting and it really makes me look very perfected. And I'm kind of just running around, going to lunch with some friends, and I want to look as minimal makeup as possible. Well, that's a lie. This is not minimal, but I just don't want to look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup. So I'm going to take this one, and this is in the color Creme. Take my Wayne Goss airbrush, and I do think that with this, you can put as much as you want. It will not look cakey whatsoever. So I've kind of learned to really love this powder. I think when I first did my review on it, I liked it, but I just didn't see it the money wise. Like, it just seemed like so expensive. But the more I wear it, kind of the more I like it, because I feel like I don't have to be careful with it. I can just put it on and I'm good to go. And the color Creme is good, but it does tint a little bit the under eyes. Like, if you're fairer than me, I'm not sure if Creme is the right color for you. Maybe go with a lighter one. They also have a translucent one, but I do think, like, see, there's still glow here, you know, like it doesn't take all of it away. It's not this like matte powder, but it does set it, and the pore area looks much more minimal, much more just smooth. And also I really think this is so good if you have more mature skin, if you're struggling with a lot of wrinkles. This is very forgiving. I really have never tried the Givenchy powders, like the one that come in like 4 different colors, but I did swatch it in store the other day and I was like, that looks so beautiful. I wanted to pick it up, but I wasn't sure what color to get, so I didn't pick one up. I thought I would do a little bit more reading and then, you know, maybe pick one up, as if I didn't have like 5 different orders at Sephora already for this sale. I'm so bad. That is how the powder looks like. I put quite a bit of powder to kind of show you that even putting a lot of powder, I still think that it looks like beautiful, kind of natural, and it still has this slight radiance to it. So I think it's a beautiful powder. For contour bronzer, I've been reaching for my Tom Ford almost every time, and my Gucci bronzer. These two I've been reaching for this month. Again, I haven't worn a ton of makeup, but when I did, it was this one. Another brush, the 111 from BK Beauty, so good, even for like the cream part of this. And I like that it's shorter a little bit, but wider than the other ones. Like this one right here is the 107 and this is the 111, and the 107 you can see that it's a little smaller, similar shape, but it seems like the 111 is denser as well, and I think it works so well with cream products, mostly cream bronzers. So I've kind of let that sit in for a little bit, but it blends in so nicely. I love this little contour duo. Now I did see that they came out with at Sephora, and I did see Tara Lynn's video where she kind of compared them, and it seems like the formula is the same. They just kind of changed the highlighter portion to have different colors for different skin tones. So before you had this color in all of them, and now they kind of changed that, which I think it's nice. I'm excited that they brought it back because we were all kind of freaking out like, wait, where did it go? And it's back. I'm gonna go ahead and take that highlighter on this brush. This is from Sonia G, the classic base, and I like this that it's quite dense. And I'm just gonna add it right here to show you. Oh, so beautiful. This, I think, is such an understated highlighter because I think it is gorgeous. I do think the trick with this highlighter is to either use a beauty blender, not soaked, like make sure there's not a ton of water in it and do that, or with a really dense brush like this. This from Sonia G is absolutely perfect, and it gives just such a natural glossy look without it being too much, and it doesn't stay sticky throughout the day. It lasts. I just think this highlighter, I love it so much. Now, of course, if you're super oily, this may not be the best highlighter for you, but for me, in even drier skin, even combo, I think it works really well. I'm just taking a little bit more of this powder to blend everything in here. I don't feel the need to put the Gucci bronzer on. This is a number 3. But it is so smooth, so soft. It has a slight radiance to it, and I think it's gorgeous. For blushes, Gucci. I love these blushes. I actually purchased a lighter one for my Sephora the VIB sale. That video should be out either tomorrow. I think tomorrow if I can get all my stuff together, but this is probably the most used one in rosy beige. but I have been using this warm berry as well, so I may use this one today to show you. Also, these palettes from Charlotte Tilbury, they're so good. I really have used this one a lot this month, mainly these colors right here, but I have been showing this in my videos. So I think I'm just gonna use the Gucci blush, and I already put a little highlighter on, but I really think that this is a great release. I love that she came out with 2 different color stories. So if you're deeper, you can go for the deeper one, and if you're lighter, the lighter one. But I was able to use the deeper one as well. Just be careful. But I think these are expensive, but a really good deal overall, because you get 4 different products. You just need to make sure that you're actually going to use them. Okay, let's try the warm berry from Gucci. I'm taking this BK Beauty 103, kind of tapping some of it off first, and then going in and adding a little bit. I probably should have done this honestly before the highlighter, but that's okay. I try to do that cream highlighter last. This is definitely so intense, even with very little product on. I've been kind of like, you know, taking it off, and it still shows up so strongly. Obviously, it's such a deep shade, but you can see that on me, it's a little brighter rather than deeper, which was a little bit of a shock first time I tried it, but I kind of learned to work with it, and I really like it. I'm just taking the foundation brush and cleaning up the edges, and then I may go back in my highlighter right here and put back whatever I covered with the blush. Again, you should have done this, or I should have done this before the blush before the highlighter. On the eyes, I really haven't worn almost any makeup at all. Of course, I reviewed the Huda Beauty Empowered palette, and I actually really like it. I had a couple negative things to say about it, mainly the warm tones, just too many warm tones that are very similar. And overall, it's a deeper palette than you expect. So just know that, but I think that's also a good thing, because I think you'll work on deeper skin tones better. So I did really enjoy the formula. I think it's very creative, very fun. I don't want to put this on because I don't want a lot of makeup. I also really like these Pat McGrath, this Quince. That color story, so good. And then this one is the pinker one, very pretty as well. I'm gonna use these right now, very little. I don't want a lot on the eyes. I'm probably just gonna take that one and put it all over. I think I already put some bronzer in my crease, so I'm just gonna go right ahead with my finger in this shade right here and put it all over the lid. Look how pretty and soft and elegant that color is. It has an impact, but it's not too much. I think that is so stunning. And I think all of these ones, the 3 glittery ones or colorful ones, shimmery ones, they can be a one and done kind of shadow. Like you don't need anything else. So pretty. All I'm taking is a clean brush and just cleaning up the crease and blending that out. I am tempted to put a little bit of this bright one in the center, but that will really make it a very cool tone, because look how intense that is. And I feel like that's going to take over, so I'm not going to do that, but I will take a little bit of this one and put it in my inner corner. It really is such a bright shade and intense. Yeah, so pretty. That eyeshadow is so beautiful and simple and easy. I'm going to take my black Victoria Beckham liner and just tight line here. Just a little bit. I really need to sharpen this. And then two other liners that I've been reaching for are both from Victoria Beckham. This is the cream liner, the brightening liner, and it does such a good job in the waterline. And also this gold one, this is the bronze one. I'm actually going to take this one and put it on my lower lash line, like waterline. And I just think this gives such cool effect. It's not too dark, it's not that white brightening liner, but it just looks a little bit elevated and smokier without closing my eyes. And I'm actually going to take it under a little bit too. I saw that she came out with other colors. I haven't picked them up yet, but on a sale I will, because she sometimes has like holiday sales. I'm just going to smudge that. There are no better like liners than hers. That's kind of it for the eyeshadow. I'm going to put my mascara on, put my brows on, and I'm going to come back and do the lips with you. I have been kind of stuck on my Mob Beauty mascara. This is drier mascara. Maybe it's a little too drying for some people, but for me, I love the way it builds on itself, and it makes my lashes just look more voluminous. And I like it. It is more drying though, so if you don't like drier mascaras, you won't like it. However, I've had it for quite some time and it hasn't really dried out, so I feel like I can still use it, and I've had it for months and I really like it. I think it really gives you good volume. Another thing I wanted to mention for eyeshadows are these Elisa Eldridge eyeshadows. So beautiful, these two colors. These are new in her collection. Zora is this like more cool tone chocolatey brown. Look at that, so beautiful. I'm going to spread it out a little bit so you can see it. That is it. And it gives you such a smoky, grungy look, but it's not too much. It's not like that black deep color, and you can really feather it out and have it less impactful. And then this is Emily, and I've used this one more just because it's a softer color. So that's Emily right there, but once you kind of spread it out, it becomes a softer sparkly shade. And I'm putting here whatever I had left over. You probably cannot see. I don't think you can see, but like you can really just tap just a little bit in the center with the leftover, and it gives such a beautiful just sparkle and elegant kind of everyday. Oh, I could put that one over. No, I need to go, so I can't put that. But those are her two new colors that I picked up, and I think they're so beautiful. I think this new set of colors that she came out with vibe with me a little bit more. Like, these are my colors. For the lips, I really have been into the Rare Beauty lipsticks, and the color Worthy is a beautiful, slightly deeper. No, this is, I always confuse this. Wise and Worthy. Okay, Wise is the deeper one. So Wise is right here and Worthy is right there. And sometimes I combine them. I put, what's this? Wise all over, and then I'll put Worthy right in the center. I do tend to pick deeper liners with it, just because I don't like when the liner and the lipstick are the exact same color. I feel like I need a little bit more dimension. I'm going to put this M Cosmetics liner in Teddy. This one's definitely a little bit warmer. We'll see how it works. And then I'm taking the color Wise. Oh, such a pretty color. And why not take the other one and put it in the center? And that is the finished look with some of my October favorites products. There's more lip products that I could talk about, but I think I've talked about them quite a bit, mostly now with the Sephora recommendations. But I love the eyes. I think the eyes are so beautiful. It's not too much, but it has a little effect This shadows, well, that one too, but I prefer this one from Pat McGrath. I love it so much. I think this is one of her best releases. I prefer this one over the big one like 10 times. Like this one, this big one right here. I think I've only used it once more, just because these colors are brighter. They're just not me that much. I do like the transition shades in here, but anyway, I prefer the smaller ones just because, wait, that's gonna fall. Just because I tend to use them more, and the creaminess of the shimmers and the metallics is something new. It's something extraordinary. And that is everything for today. I gotta go. I'm gonna have some lunch with some friends. It's gonna be a good day, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, maybe got ready with me, and I will see you probably tomorrow with my Sephora haul, which is so exciting. Hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.